Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. This one's going to be another update video on Grow Generation. And man, I feel like almost every other video on this channel is becoming an update video on this stock just because it keeps falling further and further. The market cap has fallen below $1 billion, which is an absolute steal in my opinion, and in a couple other people's opinions too that we'll get into in the rest of the video. If we look at the quick chart here, just over the past month, even past 6 months, if we even go year to date, this stock has gone straight down. It was up over 60 on the intraday. Doesn't quite show it on here because this is an averaged out chart, but we'll get into a little bit on the technicals a little bit later, and we can see just how high this stock was, which is where I took some profits and have started re-entering back in the 20s and thought it was a great deal. But the sell-off is actually accentuated since down in the 20s. This is mostly due to indices and general market selling pressure. This is a stock that operates in the cannabis space. They do mostly cannabis hydroponics, and they do professional, just everything that you could ever ask for with cannabis, and even other plants as well. But typically, cannabis sector stocks like to move with the indices and move with the market. I've said on a couple times on this channel, a popular phrase in the investing community is a high tide lifts all boats, and it just means that when the indices go up, or a general sector goes up, or a single stock within a sector, the rest of the stocks follow it. And this is very true for the cannabis sector, mostly because there's a lack of news for a lot of these stocks and a lack of just hype or reasons to buy into the stock, other than that the total addressable market, or the TAM, is huge, and we are still at an infancy stage of really the whole industry. But I wanted to make this video that just because I believe that this stock is a screaming buy right now. In fact, I initially initiated my position back in right around this range over a year ago. So right around here, I bought in around $14 and actually averaged up because I believed in the stock so much. Took some profits up at the very top, and like I said, have been buying back in because, I mean, nothing's changed within this company. In fact, we'll get into some of their financials. They're growing at a very, very rapid pace, and yet the stock price just really hasn't reflected the growth in the fundamentals of the company. If we want to go into the technicals very quickly to start off with, I had drawn these lines, I believe, right around, it looks like the middle of August, and I said that if it bounced off of this channel, it looked like we would see a rebound, and we did, but the market kind of got faked out, especially in September, early September, and especially in October. And like I said, this typically likes to move with the market. So it did get a nice bounce off of 29, went all the way back up to 30 pretty quickly, 31, almost 32, and then has fallen straight down since then. We had a little bit of a rebound right off of that 21, and it went all the way back up to about 25. But we hit our 50-day moving average pretty hard, bounced off of that, and currently we are trying to break through our 10-day moving average. We've already broken through the 5, and it looks like we're starting to see a little bit of a rebound again. We did have a red day today, but we did have a very, very red day in the market for the indices. There was just a lot of selling pressure overall. I am seeing one more channel here for the upward trajectory. So obviously, this channel was broken very, very heavily. So I am going to draw another one that I see, another slope that I see off of one of these bottoms here. I'm going to connect it to this point, and then right off of this, let's zoom in here, this low over here, I see another channel. And this is just trying to visualize the upward trajectory of the stock without a lot of this euphoria that happened just in the whole market around the last year. In February, we had a really hard correction just because the market had gone very exponential, and a lot of the stocks had gone straight up, and a lot of people hadn't really realized that stocks have a much easier time going up and to the right like this rather than going straight up and down and up and down. So it was just a good learning period for a lot of newer investors. But we can see here that channel, without even looking, just eyeing that up, it looks like we bounced right off of that, right on around that 15 level, which is kind of like an arbitrary number. Typically in the stock market, people have a hard time passing these hard arbitrary numbers. Usually multiples of 5 and 10 are the most common, such as $5, $10, and that there will be natural resistances or supports there, which is kind of funny in my opinion, just because, I mean, it's just a complete fallacy, and it's just, I mean, humans, but it's just funny to me. But enough for the technicals. We can see that it's starting to rebound, but that's not really why I wanted to make this video. If we go over to Webull, I always go here for the news-related articles for the stocks, just because it looks a lot cleaner than Yahoo Finance. There's always a lot of ads within Yahoo Finance's. Like you can see, this is an advertisement. Like half of them are ads within the articles, and they don't have as many either. So there's just a wider selection on Webull. And the two that I wanted to go over was the first one was a Wells Fargo. I think it was, yeah, this one. Wells Fargo rates 4 cannabis stocks as flashing green. This is obviously very clickbaity, because flashing green, in their opinion, is grow generation, and they have an $18 price target, which obviously is higher than the stock currently, which it's at, what? It was at 15 when it came out, maybe 14.90 or something. But to go up to 18 is about a little over 25%, which is a good gain. But I wouldn't really consider that a flashing green. But I do think that they are underselling their upside, and I don't know what their $18 price target, I guess they value it at currently. But I think if you're going on a future basis of 2 to 3 years or even 5, then it will be at least 2 to 3x this, if not 5 to 10, just at the rate that they're growing and the rate that the industry is hoping to grow. It says that the shares were trading almost 7% higher. Oh, that's the one above it, but Grow Generation, top hydroponic retailer. Wells Fargo analyst, which Wells Fargo is not typically known for their financial advising. They're not really one of the top firms for that. Typically, when you think of financial advice, it's the biggest ones are usually Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. So it's kind of interesting to see them putting out buying opportunities in the cannabis sector, because I've been saying this for a while, that it's just way oversold, and that most of them are below their March 2020 levels, and it's just getting ridiculous because a lot of these companies have grown substantially since then, and I think other people are catching on that these are extreme laggards in the market. But it says the top hydroponic retailer in North America, so not just the United States. With this year's future revenue 4 times larger than 2 years ago, the stock's valued at a discount. The runway looks attractive, increased store count by 60% by 2023, and then it just says that the shares were up that day. Also, there is one more article. This was the most recent one. 2 home improvement stocks on Wall Street predict a 40% rally or more. So I don't really typically go on stock news. I haven't really heard much about this, and it's not really something, a source that I typically follow or would see as highly regarded. But we'll read into it, see what they have to say. Just because they say that it's a good buying opportunity, and we'll see their bullish points. So, farm supply company GRWG in Denver, Colorado, owns and operates hydroponic and organic gardening stores. It markets and distributes horticulture, organics, lighting, hydroponic products. In addition to offers products, it offers services online through GrowGeneration Pro. In October, GrowGeneration and Groundwork Bio AG forged a distribution agreement to offer Dynamico, which I've actually referenced in a video a couple months ago, which was a pretty big deal at the time, which was a very good deal for the company, just in general. But a unique brand of highly concentrated mycorrhiza, which is a type of fungus, inoculates formulated explicitly for cannabis. If you guys are familiar with mycorrhiza, this stuff is very expensive. If you're not, look it up. It is very expensive just for what you're getting, but it does really, really help the plants, especially cannabis. This initiative is expected to help and expand the company's portfolio of offerings. But yeah, it's just a really high margin and expensive product that people are willing to pay a lot of money for a good product, and theirs is top of the line. For the fiscal third quarter ended in September 30th of 2021, GrowGeneration sales increased 110% year over year, which was $116 million, and their net income was 20% year over year to $4 million. So that's a really, really bullish point that I like about this company, that they're already earning money on the bottom line. With most cannabis companies, they really don't make money on the bottom line, and even their revenue is kind of worrying just because of the dilution in the market and the amount of just competition. It's really, really hard to make it because everyone wants to own a cannabis store. But there are very, very few hydroponics suppliers, and they are obviously the biggest. It goes on to say their EPS increased by 16% year over year, which is just earnings per share, which is 7 cents per share. And then their EBITDA, which is also very important, was $10 million and up 63% year over year, which is just phenomenal. Honestly, for any of these numbers, typically anytime you're over double digits, it's considered a fast growth company. And if you're able to sustain double digits year over year, and this company is obviously way above double digit ranges for all of these. GrowGeneration is expected to be $437 million in this fiscal year for its revenue, representing a 126% year-over-year rise. The company's EPS is expected to be 163% year-over-year to over a quarter, 29 cents, which is phenomenal. It said 7 cents just for the quarter. The stock has declined 30% in the past month to close yesterday's session at $15.44. However, Wall Street analysts expect the stock to hit 31 in the near term, which indicates 100% upside. I've also seen over $50 price targets for this stock, just because of the total addressable market in the future and a longer holding period. Because, I mean, obviously all of these price targets have arbitrary holding periods, and that's why I don't really take any of them too seriously, because everyone wants to hold a stock for a different period of time. So it's not really a cookie cutter situation. But that's really all I wanted to say about this stock, that I'm very bullish on it still. The stock has fallen quite a bit, and I wish I could have made more videos, but I was away on vacation. But the stock looks to be trying to make a rebound. And that's really what I wanted to say, that I'm still bullish on this stock, and clearly others are, if they're still coming out with articles, and we're starting to see a slight rebound in the technicals. But if you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.